Along with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. Well, it was the Charlotte Hornets winning their last game against Portland.
And we've talked about how in the NBA you've got to earn your points the hard way, and that really wasn't the case in that game for them.
No, there was no hard way about it. I mean, they got their points easily on dunks and layups against a defense that really didn't offer much of a fight.
So let's take a look at the Charlotte starting lineup. Zeller and Jefferson are inside. Jeremy Lamb out there with Kemba Walker. And it's Batum in at small forward. Well, guys, no secret that Al Jefferson has never been known for his defense. Clark, mostly viewed as an offensive player.
Yeah, he really is strong down in the low post. But last season, Jefferson went out of his way to change that no defense perception of it.
Here are the Hornets with the ball. Last time they met was in Charlotte.
Really a resounding loss the last time they matched up. They got absolutely manhandled on the boards.
And Greg, you know how it is. At some point, you just got to man up and play with a lot more aggressiveness and toughness and pride inside.
Now, here's Oladipo. Following the miss by Al Jefferson. Lopez. Porzingis passes to Lopez. And that one's good.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
And it's the Hornets ball. Walker with it. 20 points for him last game against Portland.
Yeah, and it just wasn't about the offense. I mean, he was racking up the steals and taking advantage of some sloppy play by the opponent.
Clock at 4. Here's Zeller. Charlotte no good that time either. For New York, they've gone 1 of 3 for the field to start this one so far. Calderon with it. He's picked up by Walker. There's a screen. Calderon passes to Porzingis. Outside Anthony. And good as it rattles through the hoop. Anthony's got his first basket.
You know, his ability is matched only by his energy, guys. I mean, he's usually in the middle of everything for his team.
Walker against Calderon. Lets it fly from 18. Walker's shot is off.
Ill-advised shot there, Clark.
Yeah, exactly. That was lower than low percentage.
And Victor Oladipo with the elite athleticism and versatility to be a perennial all-star. We've seen the second-year phenom line up as a 1. He's played off guard. He's even played a little small forward in his time in the league.
And he has that quickness, length, and power combo to be a lockdown defender at all of those positions as well. So that's why he was the co-defensive player of the year coming out of college.
Oladipo hits them both.
You know, back to Oladipo, he has a tremendously quick first step. Finished second in the slam dunk contest to Zach LaVine. Some dunks he's had in regular season play, downright nasty.
Jefferson, a screen on Anthony. Over in the corner, Lamb. It's stolen by Oladipo. Kicks it to Carmelo. And the shot is good.
And talking about Oladipo's explosiveness, we're starting to see it in his overall scoring as well. Had his first back-to-back 30-point games this year against Chicago and Houston. If he keeps improving at this rate, could be an all-NBA first-teamer before he's through. And they're 1 of 5 to start this game. Just really haven't gotten into a flow offensively.
No coverage that time.
They got themselves in front with some outstanding shooting right off the bat.
It's been a complete technical dominant performance out here. They are in a zone.
Here's Jefferson, and off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. Jefferson's got his second bucket of the night. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Guys, Derek Fisher had a few moments to share with me. I asked him what their focal point would be defensively, and he said that Al Jefferson is at the top of their scouting report. With his smooth, low-post repertoire and mid-range shooting touch, he can put up points in a hurry. He said they'll try to steer him to his left hand as much as possible and just hope for the best. Kevin will see if they can force him into a tough night.
And as always, Doris, thank you. Now, here's Batum. Zeller setting the pick for Walker. And there's the pass to Zeller. Shot from 12. Misses off the left iron. New York leading by 6. Oladipo goes in. Anthony in the corner. And again, it's New York.
And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Passes to Lamb. Screen by Jefferson. And Lamb kicks to Jefferson. Here's Zeller. Third time is not the charm. 0 for 3 from the floor so far. There's the feed to Calderon. Porzingis passes to Oladipo. Off the pick. And he dunks it after the pick frees him up.
And it's like raining buckets right now. I wonder if this is the early stages of a blowout.
Well, we've got to be careful. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves just yet. But it has been pretty ugly so far, no doubt about that. And for Victor Oladipo, guys, last season you saw him continue to make strides in his game. He has the build to be one of the best guards in the league, and he's on the right track right now. Very excited for his future.
It's stolen by Oladipo. To the middle. Porzingis passes to Lopez. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. As you said about Oladipo, he has a bright future in this league after playing at Indiana, already stepping into the leader role with the Orlando Magic.
And what I like most about his game and the way he plays is that he contributes really in every facet. I'll use a baseball term. He's a 5'2". I mean, he really does a little bit of everything well, and he can make a big impact even when his shot isn't falling, be it on the glass, with his passing, or his defense.
Now, here's Walker. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Wide open look. It's hauled in by Jose Calderon. And here are the Knicks. They've outscored him 16 points to 2. Not slowing down. There's a screen. Walker against Oladipo. Back to Calderon. Shot clock at 5. With his first shot attempt. It's rebounded by Charlotte. And it's Walker penetrating. It's deflected, and they'll keep possession. Here is Calderon. The scoring numbers have been solid for him. He's averaging just under 14 points a game. The shot from the low post is good. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Knicks.
Well, in the first half of play, they're closing out aggressively, blocking shots. A key indicator of their activity on the defensive side.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
The Knicks leading by 14. Anthony dishes to Oladipo. Lopez kicks to Oladipo. Ball's knocked loose, and it's out of bounds for the Knicks as New York retains possession.
Oh, nice play there to get a hand on that pass and tip it out of bounds.
Just a whisker away from coming up with the steal there.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Kevin Serafini's checked in for Lopez. Chandler comes in for Porzingis. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Jose Calderon. Here's Oladipo. Soft touch off the glass. Oladipo's got 8 points.
They haven't been able to stifle him defensively here.
No, to the contrary. They haven't provided much resistance at all. And in this game, you've got to play both ends of the floor.
Now here's Walker. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him.
Assist from Kemba Walker.
Here's New York. They're on a 20-4 run. Galloway kicks to Anthony. Misses the hole, and he's now 3 for 4.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
Here's Walker, and Chandler sends it back, and they'll keep possession. Let's check out the leaders in field goal percentage as a team. Number 1, the Knicks.
Just tremendously disciplined offensively, always looking for the best possible shot. That's how they've gotten that field goal percentage to skyrocket.
And he knocks down the first one.
And guys, Tyler Hansbrough, as heavily a decorated player as we've ever had in college, has somehow seen his numbers steadily decline in the pros. Last season, he was in for an average of only 14 minutes a game, the lowest of his career. And he also only averaged about 4 points a game, which also equaled the lowest of his career.
Hornets trail by 16. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. Taking a look at New York. Off to a great start this season, currently in second. And checking out Charlotte, 6.5 games behind them.
And you know, for the Hornets, they've staggered along here early in the season. They're going to be in for a long year if they don't make some real quick progress.
Well, good news, bad news here. I mean, the good news is they have time to make up the ground they've already lost. The bad news is they don't have enough talent to do it.
Now here's Lynn. 9-point game his last outing. It's deflected. There's Galloway. An 11-point game for him in the win against New Orleans. And it's Serafin in the corner. Here's Vujicic. The 19-footer is on the money. Vujicic has got his first points of the night.
You could not diagram a better way to open a quarter.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, look at the lead they've jumped out to already. What a start.
Now here's Walker. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Got a hand on it.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Galloway kicks to Vujicic. Kept alive. Pass to Galloway. Here's the screen. They shoot again from 15 feet away. Serafin. That's good. And so Galloway with the assist.
Yeah, off to a strong start here early. 6 points off second chance buckets.
Yeah, and you know what, Greg? You like their effort level here in the early going. I mean, they're really making things happen for themselves.
Now here's Kaminsky. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Walker goes in, dishes it to Hansbrough. And that's out of bounds. Charlotte will retain possession. Walker with a clean look. A picture-perfect screenplay, and the jumper's good.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact that the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
There's Galloway. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game.
And with room like that off the pick, you have got to knock that one down.
Well, you know, they did everything right, Greg. They executed. All you want is a good look at the basket. Sometimes the shots just don't fall.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And Walker kicks to Kaminsky. Banked in off the glass. Kaminsky's got his first points in this one.
You know, they've scored several times already here in the first quarter down low. I like that.
It's like a running game in football. When you can pound the basketball inside, it also allows you to control the team's transition.
And as the first quarter wraps up, already a double-digit lead. New York ahead, up by 16. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. And some tough times for the Knicks, but you listen to Carmelo Anthony, it's clear he's invested in this franchise.
They pulled all the strings to get me here, and I wanted to be here. And yeah, I want New York to be that place where guys want to come play in New York, you know, and I want to retire in New York. I mean, let's just be quite frank.
Knicks fans rooting for Carmelo to help make New York a playoff venue once again.
And you know what? It's going to take a lot more than Carmelo playing strong to get the Knicks back into the playoffs and to make them a destination to where NBA stars want to come.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And the Knicks guys have been rolling right along here, haven't they?
I tell you what, defensively, they have been in tune with one another, as intense as I've seen.
Yeah, nice job helping out on the rotations and drives, doing really good work at the defensive end.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. Setting the floor for the Knicks. They've got Oladipo, Anthony out there with Wilson Chandler. Then there's Calderon, and it's Lopez in at the 5, roaming the paint. Back to Batum. Zeller, a screen on Chandler. Lynn with it. Now Anthony defending. That's good. And that's now 6 points for Al Jefferson.
Those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten in the first half here.
And I think they should continue to work the ball down low, Clark. It's really going to free up their outside shooting.
Anthony drives in. Oladipo, the pass to Chandler. Drills it from outside. Chandler's got his first 3 points of the game.
That is some real serious dime dropping there. Exquisite assist.
After making it to the playoffs in 2014, the Hornets couldn't repeat the feat in 2015. A slow start probably, Greg, more than anything else did him in.
Really disappointing season coming in with such high expectations, and 33-49, just not good enough to get into the playoffs in any season.
And that'll increase their rebound advantage. They've definitely been winning that battle on the boards.
You know what? No rebounds, no rings, and they've controlled the boards, and that's what's given them control of this game. And when the score is as lopsided as it is, and you can see they smell blood in the water, my man is going for the jugular.
You know, for the Hornets, they've not made consecutive playoff appearances since the team moved to New Orleans back in 2002. They just haven't been able to stay consistent enough to make it to the playoffs back-to-back years.
And guys, what's rough for the Hornets is that they were a consistent playoff fixture in the late 90s. Still, the team has never made it to the conference finals in its franchise history, and that should be a goal for them in the coming years. And watching Al Jefferson over the years, he can be dominant and be efficient in doing it. For all the points he's piled up, he's always been around a 50% shooter, and for all the times he's handled the ball, his turnover rate is relatively low, so that's giving your team good quality possessions.
Porzingis, he's checked in for New York. And he ends up missing both free throws. Talking about Jefferson, it's not just his efficiency with the scoring. He's efficient, Clark, with his time on the floor. He's always producing a block shot here, a steal there, of course. All the rebounds, he covers every base.
Yeah, the data analytics folks rely on percentages to measure efficiency. But just as important as overall production per minutes played, Big Al excels there.
One thing about Jose Calderon, you could see the frustration in him last season playing a career-low 42 games, and his averages were down pretty much, Greg, across the board.
Yeah, and Kevin, he was brought in to kind of invigorate the Knicks' point guard position, but following a preseason calf injury, you know, he missed the team's first 13 games and never was able to really get going. Remember, coming into a new system where he had to learn how to play differently, and then after all that, you know, you have to shut him down because of that left Achilles.
Burke has some information for us. Doris?
I was able to listen in on what Steve Clifford was going over with his team. He went over the offensive plan and that it hinges on running things through Jefferson. Coach is looking for him to take on a lot of responsibility when they've got the ball, to be a leader at the offensive end. Being in the position they're in, probably a smart move to go to the clipboard and switch things up while we're still in the first half. Kevin?
And thanks for that story, Doris. Lopez with the block. And so the ball goes out of bounds. Lopez touched it last. Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. 6 to shoot. Can they get it?
And you know what? He's just not on his game. No doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Calderon kicks to Anthony. The shot's good on the assist by Calderon. And 12 points for Carmelo Anthony.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run.
Trying to break that ice-cold streak, and Jefferson gets it to go. Jefferson's got 4 points in the quarter. New York's gotten both of their three-point attempts to go down here in the second quarter. Calderon dishes to Anthony. Hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch layup.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Lynn the pass to Lamb. To the inside. From 10 feet out. Bounces high off the rim and drops. That's 10 points for Al Jefferson. New York's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Now Calderon. The scoring numbers have been solid for him. He's averaging just under 14 points a game. Oladipo left side. It's rebounded by Jefferson. The Hornets have gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. Now here's Lamb. An 11-point game for him in the win against Portland. Shots good by Jefferson.
Guys, he shot a very good percentage today, and they've needed it.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Knicks City Dancers.
Check out some of the stats for Lamb. He's averaging 7 points a game, 2 assists, and 3 rebounds. And guys, no question, he's a guy with some talent. But honestly, even he'd like to see those numbers improve.
And all indications are that he's been working hard on his game. It just hasn't shown up in the box score yet.
Lewis Amundsen, he's checked in for Lopez. There's the pick. Here's Amundsen. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Amundsen's got his first points in this one. Knicks last season had a lot of problems here in Manhattan, and it showed all over the floor, Greg. And you played for this team. You know what it's like to play basketball in New York. Not a good record for them at home last year.
How about finishing 10-31 here and playing in front of a sold-out crowd every night? And one thing about New York, they're going to let you know when they're displeased. Worst home record in the East and second worst home record in the league.
Jefferson, a screen on Calderon. Lynn kicks to Jefferson. The basket good off the assist from Lynn. 14 points for Al Jefferson.
And he's clearly led the way offensively. The question is, can they ride him and get back into it?
Outside Anthony. Anthony drawing the double team. Out of bounds. Charlotte takes possession.
And, you know, for the Knicks, there were a lot of reasons why they were bad at home. Bottom 5 in field goal percentage against at home, field goal defense, and third worst field goal percentage at home in the league.
The Knicks making a switch here. Galloway's checked in. The Hornets also changing it up. Kaminsky, he's checked in for Jefferson. Kid Gilchrist comes in for Zeller. And Walker subbed in for Jeremy Lamb. Lynn kicks to Kid Gilchrist. He feeds it to Batum. Here's Walker. There it is, his second make of the game. He's missed 5.
And you know, commend the Knicks faithful. They still would sell this place out. And you have to give a shout out to the fans for sticking through what was a very difficult year. At least it has to get better.
There's a good screen. Clock at 6. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. With the bars in the action, let's bring you the list of teams that have been lighting it up over the last 10 games. Number 1, the Knicks.
Yeah, what an impressive run for this club. Everybody seems to be in a rhythm in terms of scoring, and they are putting up some big numbers.
No good on the free throw.
And Charlotte had a lot of momentum going into last season off that playoff appearance. But they just stumbled out of the gates last season and spent the whole year playing catch-up.
Kevin Serafin, he's checked in for New York. And a switcher also for Charlotte. Hansbrough's checked in. And he can't hit the second. Yeah, for the Hornets, they seemed to get back on track last January, but they faded Clark quickly after that. Were too far behind to make up room and get in the playoffs.
And, you know, they had a rash of injuries, Kevin, and that really did them in. All in all, it was a season that just didn't have any traction for them because of the injuries.
Outside, Walker. It's deflected.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
You know what? His finishing ability, not really at the level that you would expect from a pro, but he's going to have to start playing with more force. Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
That's why we and they always love seeing him at the end of those breaks. He makes it look fun and easy.
Here's Anthony. Through the net again. He's done that 10 times tonight, and he's only needed 11 shots to get there.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
And I say, hey, if it keeps working, go to it. Stay with it. I mean, until the defense responds and provides more resistance, keep making them pay.
Back to Walker. There's a screen by Hansbrough. Off the pick. And it's off the back rim. No good. New York's gotten both of their 3-point attempts to go down here in the second quarter. Oladipo dishes to Serafin. Misses that one. He's made 1 and missed 2 this game so far. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
And the hope for Jeremy Lin last season was that he'd take a step forward in his development, but it almost was the opposite in his play.
And that can happen. You don't always go a straight line north in your improvement in this league. He'd been on an upward swing as far as his shooting accuracy, but last season was the worst since his rookie year in that area.
First one falls for him.
And talking about Lin last season, he never quite gelled with what they were doing in Los Angeles. Both he and Kobe need the ball to be effective, and I got a feeling you guys know which one of those two is going to get it.
Catching up on the changes for New York, Kyle O'Quinn is checked in for Amundsen, and Wilson Chandler's subbed in for Anthony. Oladipo against Land. Oladipo goes in. 14 feet away. And the rebound goes to the Hornets. Hansbrough's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Lin kicks to Walker. Inside. Here's Kid Gilchrist. Chandler with the defensive effort.
And, you know, getting back to Lin, he was actually pretty strong starting out the season. In November, he made 48% of his shots, 37% from downtown. But in April, he only hit 24% from the field and was eventually shut down for the year.
Just a good, solid, aggressive finish there on the break.
Not going to get much easier than that, Greg. Simple.
Oladipo outside. From the low block. Makes the shot. Basket number 4 this game. Brings him up to 4 for 9.
And just a little bit ragged defensively there, Clark.
There's 37 seconds left now here in the second. Hansbrough, and it's blocked. Feeds to O'Quinn. A 3-ball. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist. O'Quinn's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
Now, here's Walker. D right on him. He kicks to Hansbrough. In the corner, it's Lin. Knocked loose. So as we conclude the first half, so far, fairly one-sided. It's the Knicks running open.
So, Carmelo, what has been the focus for the...
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And hello again. We have amped up home crowd joining us for our halftime report. Ernie Johnson with the illustrious Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. A stellar first half for Carmelo Anthony. He had 20 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist. Taking a look at the Knicks, Kenny, what'd you think? And big fella, your thoughts on the Hornets?
Their field goal percentage reminds me of Kenny's breath. Brutal. Not reading the defense, not getting enough quality looks. They need to make major changes because the system they ran in the first half was not working.
And time now to send you back down to the floor with Kevin Harlan. We will see you after the game.
As we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started.
What a great game for Anthony in this one. He has 20 points, and he's picked up 1 dime.
He's just been impossible to contain. He's been unreal in this game.
Utterly fantastic is how I would categorize that performance, Greg.
And Charlotte looking at who they've got. Zeller and Jefferson are inside. Kemba Walker is out there with Jeremy Lamb, and it's Batum in at the 3 spot. Just 5 on the clock. On its way from Oladipo for 2. That's in for his 5th make of the night. Now shooting at a 50% clip, 5 for 10.
Well, I tell you what, that was a heck of a shot, Kevin, from Victor Oladipo.
Calderon against Walker. Outside for Batum. Drains it from beyond the arc. Batum's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
The D just sagged off just enough, and no hesitation on his part.
Oladipo, the pass to Anthony. Batum with the steal. And oh, here we go. Batum's got it. Galloping the fast break chance. From the arc. The shot is off. And New York the other way now. They defeated the Pelicans in their last game.
And across the board in that game, guys, they shot the lights out.
Rarely do you see a team shoot like that from everybody. I mean, they were getting scoring from every position all over the court.
It's Oladipo on the wing. Guarded by Walker. Oladipo, good.
And after his last game, really not surprised to see him as hot as he is here tonight.
Pass to Lamb. Screen by Jefferson. And here is Lamb. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. And Walker kicks to Batum. Pulls it from the elbow. The shot is off. Good work defensively by Anthony. The dish to Calderon. Kicks it to Lopez. Walker with some nice D.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
Well, nobody said, Greg, being in the NBA was for the faint of heart. The Knicks in a few short years have gone from a playoff team, unfortunately, to the worst team in the NBA.
Hard to fathom, Kevin, that the Knicks did enter last season with playoff aspirations, but that quickly vanished. They were just completely overmatched and overwhelmed.
You know, the Knicks made the playoffs every season between 1988 and 2001. It's kind of strange now to see the Knicks struggle to get into the playoffs so often. Only 3 trips in the playoffs the last 10 seasons.
The Knicks have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Oladipo goes in. The Hornets pull it in.
And this is why you need good defenders on the interior to contest shots.
Yeah, Greg, making every shot a hard one, even the shots in close.
And Jefferson throws it down.
And gobbled up that rebound and went straight into attack mode on the putback.
Oof, he is one of the most determined rebounders, Clark, we have got in the NBA.
Yeah, you're calling it right, Kevin. I mean, he gets so many second chance points because of how hard he works to get to the rebound.
And listen, the pressure is always on the Knicks to make the playoffs just because of where the team is. Being in New York can have its advantages, but it comes with expectations that your team will be in the postseason.
You know, I thought Charlotte went to their bench as much as most other teams last season. Those guys ate up time for the starters, but weren't nearly efficient scoring the ball as you might want them to be.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
I was able to listen in on what Steve Clifford was going over with his team. He went over the offensive plan and that it hinges on running things through Jefferson. Coach reminded them that he is supposed to be the key factor tonight, and he still wants to see that happen. Clearly, some adjustments there had to be made because the time left for a comeback is quickly running out. Kevin, over to you.
Thanks a lot, Doris. For the Hornets last season, their bench was weak at times. They just couldn't really score that well.
And the Hornets bench was the only bench to shoot under 40% from the floor for the season.
Good on the second free throw. Charlotte's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Screen by Jefferson. Lamb with the ball. Now defended by Oladipo. And Charlotte again with the bucket. The Knicks leading by 21. Calderon kicks to Anthony. Oladipo, the pass to Porzingis. He dishes it to Lopez. And Anthony gets it to go on the assist by Lopez. 22 points for Carmelo Anthony.
Another gap in the defense found there, and they've really had their number today.
And Walker kicks to Zeller. Charlotte moving the ball around. Calderon dishes to Carmelo. The pass to Lopez. No good. And Charlotte will come the other way. Lamb with the ball. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Screen by Jefferson. And Lamb kicks to Batum. The kick out to Walker. And Charlotte again with the bucket.
Well, I like the way he orchestrated in tight that time, fellas.
The Knicks leading by 21. To the paint. Here's Porzingis. That ball's nice speed this time from Jose Calderon. Calderon's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. And Batum kicks to Walker. And Jose Calderon gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. A different look for New York. Amundsen comes in for Robin Lopez. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Victor Oladipo. Knicks on defense. Walker the pass to Jefferson. Fades away. Amundsen grabs the board.
They really depend on him to convert those chances. A lot of times, even with solid D draped on him, they expect him to make it.
Galloway kicks to Calderon. And again, New York with the triple.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
Outside, Walker. Screen by Jefferson. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. Jefferson's got 20. The Knicks have gone 6 of 9 from the floor here in the second half. They've got to be happy with that. Anthony drives in, and he jams it with authority.
I mean, already hot coming into the game. Is it fair to say he's hotter?
The Hornets have gone 7 of 12 from the floor since coming out of the break.
You know, for Carmelo last season, it was Murphy's Law. What could go wrong did go wrong. After signing Melo to a max deal, the Knicks management expected a bunch from him, but with the new offense and a bad knee, it didn't happen.
Calderon kicks to Anthony. That's good. Anthony's got 6 here in this quarter.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
And a fast break now for New York. Rebounded by Lamb. The Hornets have gone 8 of 13 on shot attempts to begin the second half. And here's Walker outside. Basket number 5 goes in. He's now 5 of 12 from the floor.
Boy, they've been terrific from beyond here in the second.
Exactly what the doctor ordered. Those 3-point bombs will erase the deficit quickly if they can keep it up. Those defenders look like they're out of gas. I mean, they're getting pushed around on the low block.
Yeah, but they better rally soon because they've given up 3 straight buckets in the paint.
He took good advantage of that screen. Batum's got 5 now.
Well, they found the touch here in the second half from the field, and everything else we talk about, folks, rebounding, defense, all of that, this game is still about making shots. You got to put the ball in the basket. That's the bottom line. And they found a way to do it here in the second half.
And Anthony gets it to go.
This switch has definitely been flipped to on this quarter, guys.
1:56 left in the third quarter of the game. Screen by Jefferson. And Walker kicks to Zeller. Back to Walker. The baseline J. And Galloway pulls it down.
And good defense there to play up and get a hand in the face.
Well, he's got a tough mindset. He's confident as a defender. And when you combine those two things, it makes it real hard to score on him. You know, it's really hard not to notice the difference in the passing of these two teams today.
Yeah, it's a stark discrepancy when you look at the assist columns and you see that difference as far as the fluidity in their respective offenses.
Wow, you don't see him make plays like that very often. That's a nice move there for the basket.
Inside, here's Anthony. It's deflected. Passes it to Galloway. Anthony in the corner. Here's Galloway, guarded by Walker. Out to Anthony. Shot clock at 3. Shoots over Batum. A shot by Anthony, no good. Charlotte has gotten the three-pointer to fall to the tune of 50% here in the third quarter. They've made 3 of 6. Walker against Anthony. Walker's shot is off.
I love the anticipation defensively there to get into the perfect spot.
Porzingis passes to Amundsen. The feed to Calderon. Down low. Pass to Porzingis. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Yeah, he earned that one. I mean, taking the hit and still able to get that one to go down.
Incredible body control right there. Don't know how he was able to get that one to go, but it sure was a thing of beauty to watch.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Kevin Serafin, he's checked in for Amundsen. Chandler comes in for Anthony, and it's Vujacic in for Jose Calderon. Here's Kaminsky. The rebound by Wilson Chandler. Chandler's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Galloway kicks to Serafin. Can't hit from 12. The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. Knicks out front, opening up a huge gap. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the 4th quarter.
I gotta hold down the city. Gotta let you know where I come from.
And we're getting underway here in the 4th quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. And for the Hornets, they're shooting at 44%, pretty reasonable. We've got Wilson Chandler. Kevin Serafin is out there with Kyle O'Quinn. Then it's Vujacic, and it's Grant in at the 1 spot. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks. Hairston kicks to Roberts. Marked down low that time, and he got the 3-second call.
You can't afford to be playing that loose right now.
Definitely not. I mean, things have to be tight. You want to be playing smart, high-level basketball. You don't want to be brain fading right now.
Vujacic dishes to O'Quinn. Some nice passing by New York here. Can't connect from short range.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
And Roberts kicks to Kid Gilchrist. Dishes to Hairston.
And just way too early to tell how this year's group of rookies will turn out. But just from an early look, they seem to be a group that can contribute. They're definitely not going to be a class with a small impact on the league.
Grant kicks to O'Quinn. Got a hand on it. And a fast break now for the Hornets. And it's out of bounds. The Hornets able to retain possession here. We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Got a piece of it. Stolen by Grant. Inside. Nice shot by Vujacic. Vujacic has got the first basket as we get going in the 4th for the Knicks. With the 2015 draft class, the big thing is how many guys are polished coming into the NBA. It's a good blend of raw talent and certainly skill.
Yeah, I like the way you said that. This class will always be headlined by the 2 big men, but there's a lot of value throughout the rest of the draft, too.
5 to shoot. Feeds it to Hairston. It's rebounded by Serafin. Serafin's got his 4th rebound in this one. Vujacic the pass to Serafin. That's good.
I mean, if you're looking to get back into this game, you have to get tougher defensively.
And it's the Hornets with the ball. Looking to get on the board here in the 4th still. Their next game playing at home as the Nets come into town. Roberts, a picture-perfect screenplay, and the jumper's good.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Vujacic dishes to Chandler. There's a good screen. He feeds it to Serafin. Grant gets a wide open look. And again, New York with the triple.
Very well executed pick to give him all kinds of space to get that one off.
Here's Roberts. He's covered by Grant. Lets it fly from 18. And Hansbrough slams it in.
Make it 2 hands for safety. That's what they say, right, Kevin?
Yeah, that's right. You got it. And he was ultra safe with that dunk.
No reason not to be.
And guys, as he should be. Remove all doubt on that attack.
Here's Grant. From deep three-point range, but they get it back. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Seraphin's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
There's a screen by Hansbrough. And Kid Gilchrist kicks to Roberts. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Brian Roberts went undrafted in 2008. Initially couldn't latch on with an NBA team. So Clark, he played overseas for a couple seasons.
But he kept going to NBA summer camps, Kevin. Finally found the spot with the Pelicans. Now he's in his 4th NBA season. A dream come true.
There was Amundsen. He's checked in for the Knicks. Lance Thomas comes in for Wilson Chandler. Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for the Hornets. Amundsen, the pass to Vujacic. He kicks it to Amundsen. The dish to Vujacic. Grant, right side. Here's O'Quinn. It's rebounded by Charlotte.
And talking about Brian Roberts, he's carved out a specific role for himself. He can push the ball up the floor. He can play pick and roll. He's an excellent spot-up shooter. It shows you that patiently improving your skills is how you make it as an undrafted guy.
And so here is New York. They've given up just 8 points in the 4th quarter. Pass to Grant. There's the screen. Back to Thomas. Shot clock at 5. Vujacic dishes to O'Quinn. Off target with the free throw line, Jay.
You know, going back to Brian Roberts, scouts did know about him coming out of college. I mean, he was highly decorated in his career at Dayton. Concerns about his size and whether he'd be a 1 or a 2, that's what ultimately dropped him out of the running.
There's a screen by Hansbrough. And Roberts kicks to Hansbrough. And it's good. Fought through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
That's his first
Yeah, outstanding job there of taking the harm and still able to finish.
Yeah, he imposed his will on the defense that time. He was not going to be denied right there.
In a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Knicks.
Guys, their play close to the hoop has been great all game.
And I also love the way they move the basketball. Their passing has been outstanding here in the second half.
The NBA has done a terrific job of increasing its presence around the globe. I mean, what was once a national sport has become a global sport in a relatively short time. I think that'll continue to be the case as a larger international presence moves forward.
Here's Thomas, and the foul on Kyle O'Quinn. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Langston Galloway's checked in for Grant.
Langston Galloway.
And so here's Charlotte. Here's Roberts. Out to the right wing. The shot by Kaminsky. Nobody around. Bangs home the trifecta. The NBA, it's undeniable, becoming a global game. It's reflected in the players. 1/4 of the league. That's amazing. 1/4 of the league now international players.
It's unreal. I mean, that number is going to continue to grow, I think, over the years. Last season, they had a game in Mexico, and events like that really help expand the popularity of the NBA.
Hornets have gone 5 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the 4th. Strong work at that end of the floor. From 10 feet out, and Charlotte again with the bucket. The Knicks leading by 23. Galloway kicks to Thomas. Here's Galloway in the corner. O'Quinn with it. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist. Galloway has got 4 assists in the game. The Hornets have gone 6 of 8 from the field in the fourth so far. It's been a great start to this final quarter for them. There's a screen by Hansbrough. Batum wide open. He fires. And another 3 for Charlotte.
And you can just see he's a different player since coming back from halftime.
Galloway, the pass to Thomas. Vujicic kicks to Galloway. There's a screen. Jumper off the screen, and he connects with the jumper.
How about the screen that frees him up, though, for the jumper?
Well, I know last year the Knicks seemed to me to be very passive offensively, and that can sometimes be the case when you're trying to learn the triangle offense, but they never seem to attack the rim at all.
For the Knicks. So an almost entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Al Jefferson's checked in for Kaminsky. Zeller comes in for Hansbrough. Jeremy Lamb's checked in for Hairston. And it's Kemba Walker in for Brian Roberts. Batum dishes to Zeller. Batum passes to Walker. 6 on the shot clock. Looking for Jefferson. He gets it there.
Al Jefferson doing all sorts of things. He has 20 points, and when it comes to rebounding, he's had a nice night there, too.
He's not afraid to mix it up there in the middle, getting in there and doing a lot of the dirty work.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
That free throw good from Al Jefferson. And so he makes both from the line. Now Anthony.
And one thing that I know a lot of fans are worried about is NBA jerseys with ads on them. It's something the NBA has explored more in depth recently and would be another stream of revenue for the league.
And Oladipo kicks to Anthony. Hornets with the rebound. Jefferson's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Now here's Walker. Jefferson setting the pick for Walker. On the wing, Batum. 18 feet out. Jefferson's shot is off. And with the ads on the jerseys, it isn't something that would sit well with the fans probably, but around the globe, almost every other league in the world has ads on their jerseys.
You know, the NBA has shown that they're willing to try new things with jerseys, much like they've looked at other issues. It started with the sleeve jerseys, and advertisements is just another area they're exploring.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for New York.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, Stephen Clark. An all-around dominant performance. Clark, and you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
I certainly did, and they just cracked it open and made it an NC. No contest.
Yeah, I like that. And an important milestone for them tonight as they pick up win number 10.
And once the horn sounds, they're going to go up 2-0 in the season series.
But, Greg, still 2 more games upcoming between these teams, so we could have a few more twists and turns down the road.
And what a huge standout performance it was for Anthony. It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel.
And here's Walker. Picked by Zeller. Out of bounds, New York takes possession.
You know, that's hard to explain that play. I mean, I guess he thought he had more room than he did.
For the Knicks, Kevin Serafin, he's checked in for Lopez. Amundsen comes in for Porzingis, and it's Vujicic in for Oladipo. The Hornets also changing it up. Hansborough's come in for Cody Zeller, and P.J. Hairston subbed in for Nicholas Batum. Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Vujicic kicks to Anthony. Here's Serafin. That's in there. Anthony with the assist.
This is a serious game-clinching run they're on.
Yeah, I agree with you. Just not backing off here. I mean, they're looking to close this one out in style. What a time to have this kind of serve.
Hansbrough misses. Calderon with it. So no problem for New York as they get the win. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen.